Good afternoon, and welcome to this segment of Plugged In with PCS Software. Today, I'm joined by Danielle Villegas, CPO of PCS Software. Danielle, how are you?
Good. Thank you, Alan. How are you?
I am doing very well. It was great seeing you over the past couple weeks at your user conferences.
Yes, it was great having CloneOps there as a sponsor for our regional conferences. I think our clients were very excited to hear about the partnership between PCS and CloneOps and everything that voice agents can do for their organizations.
And thank you for having us. So today, we are going to break down how PCS's new Cortex AI dispatch agent is powered by CloneOps.ai and how we're helping carriers and brokers reduce empty miles, improve backhauls, utilization, and accelerate freight matching. So tell us a little bit about Cortex AI.
Yeah, so PCS has been in business for about 30 years. And so we've had a TMS out there that's really been the system of record for a very, very long time. But what we really wanted to do was empower mid-sized carriers. And we thought, we've got, 30 years of data, and we've been building freight applications for so long. There's a lot of power that comes with that data. So how can we build AI natively into the application to then empower our customers to do more with what they already have at their fingertips? So again, freight kind of arrives from all over the place, whether it's phone calls or PDFs or emails. How can we kind of make, sense out of all that chaos and then point them in the right direction so they're using their time more efficiently and more effectively to get more revenue in the door right now?
Yeah, and I feel really fortunate to have seen it live at the conference. So tell us a little before this launch. Dispatching has traditionally been very manual and time consuming. So can you talk about the challenge that carriers and brokers were facing and then the solutions that you've brought to market?
Yeah, so I think traditionally, again, I said freight comes from everywhere. So you've got multiple documents out there. If you get a transportation agreement, you're getting that in a PDF and you're rekeying that manually into your TMS. And you're not quite sure whether that deal was necessarily profitable or not, getting to the market side of things. And so what we really wanted to do is kind of get out in front of before the load creates and before dispatching happens. So we were taking a very manual process and we're trying to keep humans in the loop, but we really want to manage by exception then. So pieces that can be automated because we know this fits into what your business goals are, what kind of targets you have for your business. How can we automate that so that your dispatchers can go from working on low value tasks to high value tasks and that's going to bring more margin and more revenue into your business?
That makes a ton of sense. How is the agent tailored to do the outreach or to know like who it needs to contact?
So yeah, we look across all of the lanes and the capacity that the carrier currently has. So obviously we see all the loads that are contracted. And so we know where the drivers are going to be and based on what that destination date is. And so we can go across what historical loads they have done, and we know what rate they had, what product they had hauled before. We know when they're going to be there. And so our voice agent now powered by CloneOps can actually make those outreaches to their shippers or to brokers and say, we've got capacity. We're going to be in this area. We've hauled before for you before. We're a known entity. Can we do that for you again? And again, the beauty of Cora, which is our voice agent powered by CloneOps, is that she can make like 1,000 phone calls at once instead of, a dispatcher picking up the phone to make those outbound phone calls. Because as we know, dispatchers are busy. They've got drivers calling. They're trying to post on load boards. They're trying to rekey those transportation agreements they got in. So this really helps them, eliminate that busy work that they're doing with the phone calls.
Awesome. Can we see behind the curtain and can you show us what Cortex AI and maybe even Cora looks like and sounds like?
Yeah, we can definitely bring up a little bit of PCS Cortex really quick. I'm going to log in. Let's bring this up, and I'm going to share my screen if that's okay with you.
Thank you. We're excited to see it.
Yeah, so hopefully you are seeing Cortex. This is our new dispatch manager screen. We are now a modern web-based application, so everything is now web-based. So this is our new dispatch assistant where we have AI built in to provide driver recommendations. So we look across 36 data elements within your TMS to help you decide which driver is the right driver for you. And then we also have our new opportunity manager. And this is where we're really kind of excited that we're coming before the load is actually created. And that's where most TMSs come to play, is the load is already done. You don't know until you really get through actually probably hauling the freight, whether you really made money on the transaction or not. But what Opportunity Manager does is it allows us to evaluate all of those loads before you actually are obligated to move them. So we look at different types of metrics. And again, this is completely customized by every single one of our clients. They can pick the metrics and the benchmarks that are important to them. And then we will weight every single opportunity that comes in. So now a dispatcher knows these are the opportunities that are worth my time and effort. These are the ones I'm going to focus on because this one is going to get me my revenue per mile benchmark that I'm looking at. This one's going to bring in the right margin for me. And then we can automatically from here go through and create the loads. No rekeying, no taking time out of your day to look at the PDFs. We can actually take all of those data elements and now we've actually built a load directly into the system.
It's incredible. I see there's a lot of value also in the speed that all of this is happening because the data is all in one place.
Yes, and we've also been working on a little bit of an agent to automate a lot of that. So when you actually feel comfortable that we're making the right decisions and the system is learning from you, like this has the right margin targets, this has the right revenue targets, you won't even have to click the button. The system will actually know this meets all the necessary targets to go from opportunity to load. Let me go ahead and automatically create that for you. Again, managed by exception is really what we're going for our dispatchers and load planners.
Well, it's incredible. I think it's wild to see. We used to think this is the future, right? Well, it's here. It's here. It's at your fingertips, and customers can now access these tools.
Well, I really want to highlight the voice part of it too, because this is where Cora comes into play. So the nice thing about Cora is that we actually can record the conversation. So while the dispatcher may not be talking directly to their shipper counterpart, we are actually taking a recording of the conversation. We embed it inside of Cortex, and then you can actually see the transcript and you can see the text bubbles back and forth to see exactly how that conversation was built. And then again, same thing, we extract all the details from that conversation to build the load. So Cora will confirm origin, destinations, rate, any special instructions, if it has met, all the details necessary to build that load. Cora can understand that, she can negotiate, and then builds those loads automatically into the TMS. No keying necessary by the dispatcher.
It's impressive. I know I told you this before, but you are way ahead of the game here. And I truly don't know many other TMS providers out there who have already done this type of work within their ecosystem. So my hat goes off to you and the
Oh,
team.
well, thank you so much. We really tried to lean into AI intentionally at the beginning of this year. As you mentioned, like, technology has just changed so rapidly over the past couple of months. And we were just very gracious. We've got an excellent CEO who really came in and was like, let's look at AI. And we created a very safe environment for people to try and fail. And I think that speaks very highly of, our leadership for our organization, because we said it's okay. Try an AI tool, we'll pay for it. And if it works and there's value in it, let's roll it out to the company. But we made that offer available to anybody and everybody, every department, product engineering, finance, whoever. And it's really just paid off for us in dividends from a product and engineering standpoint.
I feel like I've heard you say fail fast in the past, or while we've been on calls where our teams have been collaborating. So you could tell that that's a part of your culture as a business.
Yeah, it's all good. You know what? No one's going to be perfect. And yeah, if we're going to fail, do it. And if we got to burn it to the ground, burn it to the ground. It's all good. We'll figure it out and we'll learn from it. Nothing is set in stone for our organization. So, we say agile a lot, I think, in software development, but I truly think that's kind of what PCS has been trying to aim for over the last year and a half, is just let's be agile. Let's move quick. Let's learn. And if we're going to fail, yeah, fail fast, but pick it back up and go try something else.
And Cora is live. There are beta customers who are already onboarding. Tell us a little bit about what you're hearing from these early adopters.
Yeah, we've got some really great customers that are great partners with us. And so we definitely gave them access to Cora ahead of time before we take anything to market. And they're really seeing the benefits just in, again, the no rekeying and being able to free them up to do other things. Most people are constrained resource wise. I think we're all trying to do more with less. And so having a voice agent that can do some of those easier tasks, like just the call confirmations, like, hey, is this still going on? We still see the ETA as this particular date. This is still the rate. And just doing those minor phone calls and automating all of that has freed up their dispatchers and load planners to do other things, more outreach, finding more backhauls, especially. That's kind of a big deal. If you send a truck out running, but there's no way to get it back, you just paid for half of a trip. And they're seeing really the ability to bring more margin back in, as I said, is just because they're not hauling empty freight back or empty trucks back, because Cora can kind of help them find those backhauls.
And if somebody wanted to hear Cora or get a demo, what would be some next steps?
Absolutely. So if you would like to meet Cora, we are happy to introduce you to her. And so please reach out to PCS. And so we have a support, we have an account email. And we will take down your name and your information. You'll probably get a phone call from me because I'm loving to introduce her right now. But the beauty about Cora and actually our partnership with CloneOps is that it's not one size fits all. Like Cora is customizable. And that's what I think I really loved about the CloneOps platform is that we can change any way that Cora speaks to you. We can change her script, her tone. If we want to do a warm handoff to a person, I thought that was just incredibly beneficial because, voice agents, everyone's not quite sure. They think they're talking to a robot, and that's not it at all. Like, I think my favorite thing we learned about Cora, she actually will teach you things that you didn't even know. I think we were testing her at one point in time, and my QA person did not know what it meant to be containerized. And so Cora had asked, is this load containerized? And she's like, I don't think I know what that means. So Cora informed her as to what it meant to have a load containerized. That was not anything we scripted. Like, that's the difference between just a voice robot, like that you talk to when you call your bank versus an AI voice agent. There really is intelligence baked into it. And I think people will be really excited to start hearing and using that in the wild.
So can we meet Cora today, or should we call in or talk to you privately to meet Cora?
If you would like to hear a quick snippet of Cora, we can probably talk to Cora real quick if you would like.
I would love to meet Cora today.
Okay, let's meet Cora. So right now we're going to go into Backhaul Booster because that is where Cora lives right now. And it always helps when you have data that is preceded in your demo database appropriately to find the right backhauls. Okay, so here in Backhaul Booster, we're finding appropriate backhauls to get our driver back to their next location. So here, this call button, this is what's going to initiate the call from Cora. So she's going to call me, and I've got my cell phone here, and we're going to have Cora actually give us a phone call. I'll scoot a little bit closer so we can hear her on the mic.
This is exciting. Like
I'll see
drum roll,
already. I
please.
know, and she's already here. Hello?
PCS Enterprises team, this is Cora, the virtual assistant for PCS Cortex. We recently ran load number PO 56734 for you from Houston to Harper Woods on July 23rd and have capacity to run this again around the same date. Would you be interested in booking this lane again?
Yes, that would be great. Keep everything as is.
I'll get that locked in. Look forward to receiving the transportation agreement shortly. Have a great day.
Thank you. That's the condensed, very consolidated version of Cora. But if you want a more robust version of her, then you could say, yes, I'd like to change the rate. Or actually, I have special instructions for the driver. And again, I think that's the beauty of Cora and other CloneOps agents is that it's customized to work with your business and what makes sense for you.
I think the key differentiator also that you called out is it's not a robot, right? It's an AI agent. So an agentic agent who actually is going to have a conversation with you and use the data that it has and continue to learn and evolve as it gets better and better with that information. So I feel like the conversation points start to become endless, and the ability to assist, right, on those calls is incredible and in real time.
And that's what I mean. Again, I think we were being able to build a load from a phone call in 42 seconds. So from the time I've hit the button, the Cora initiates the phone call. And if we keep most of the load details the same, again, this is a known entity. We've run this lane for them before, but we can get a load created in less than a minute through a phone call with Cora. And I mean, that's just huge. I mean, if you think about just the phone call, chances are maybe you're not typing it into the TMS live, you're writing it down on a piece of paper, and then you're going back through and trying to get it into the TMS. This just automates all of that for you. And again, we're very, very excited to make Cora available to more and more of our customers. We've actually starting an early adopter program with Cortex. So anybody who's interested in being an early adopter of Cortex and using opportunity management and backhaul booster and leveraging Cora, we're taking signups for all of that right now, and we're going to start kicking off implementations here in November. We're very excited.
Well, thank you, Danielle. That brings us to our conclusion. Super exciting to see what you've built and great to meet Cora on this call. Any last minute nuggets or anything additional that you want to add for our viewers?
Not a whole lot other than, again, just really appreciate the partnership we have with CloneOps. You guys have been fantastic to work with. We're very excited to take Cora to market with you guys and just looking forward to see all of the next agents we put out after Cora. So
the feeling is mutual. Thank you, Danielle and the PCS team. So thank you all for joining us on this segment of Plugged In, where we showcase what happens when real automation meets real freight operations. Have a good one.
thank you.